To the replay viewers in the house, how are you guys doing today? Excellent. I hope. Glad that you're here. As you enter, just make sure that you go ahead and tap the screen, and also remember that shares are always appreciated. And just as a quick reminder, not that I think you've forgotten anytime soon, but we do have a podcast in iTunes, CashFlowDiaryPodcast.com. And as always, please make sure that you follow us, because we love that when you do. And as I said before, sharing is always caring. For those of you joining me live right now, make sure that you catch up with me, or make sure that you get your other friends in here as well, and give me your first name, where you're from, how many units you currently have. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jay Massey, CEO of CashFlow Diary. And one of the things that we've been talking about a lot this particular month is simply the idea of making sure that everybody has the ability to go out there and write offers. And what we are doing is we're making available the 3 documents that are on 5 sheets of paper that I use to get my first few hundred transactions done. Feel free to go pick those up at cashflowdiary.com/5 sheets. Again, that's cashflowdiary.com/5 sheets. Or what you can do is also, or what you can do for those of you who are watching me live, you just go ahead and tap the screen, go ahead and write your email address in the chat room, and I'll make sure that I get that over to you. Now, many of you know that one of the things that I've been doing is that I'm trying to figure out how to be in 2 places at once, right? Simultaneously. And so I'm figuring out how to do the Facebook stream at the same time, because I want to share with you how to get the offers written. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the Facebook button, and hopefully that one will be working as well, and then we will be well on our way. Excellent. For those of you joining on Facebook, thanks for being here. My name is Jay, CEO of CashFlow Diary, and what we're going to talk about is how to get your offers written. And that's one of the things that I definitely know, if you're going to make it happen, it's one of the things that you need to do. Hello, Wanda. How are you? Excellent. And so that everybody knows, we are simulcasting, obviously, on simulcasting on Facebook as well as Periscope at the same time today. So make sure that as you enter, you give me your first name, where you're from, and how many units you currently have, and I'll make sure that we do that. Is it necessary to have a real estate license if you want to be an investor? It was at D2 Dad. Now, it's not necessary. There are some of our students who have that. It's not a necessary thing. There are some people who find it beneficial, but it is not necessary. So first timer here, excellent. Thank you for joining. Glad that you are here, Peter. Or no, that's not Peter. That's Vintage Vixen over there on Periscope. Sorry, I couldn't figure that one out. Excellent. Thanks for being here. And for those of you who do not know, my name is Jay Massey, CEO of CashFlow Diary, and what we do is we create real estate entrepreneurs. And I've had the privilege of doing so now for a number of years, after building a portfolio to a few hundred units myself, and putting us in a position to where we can begin to teach and help other individuals. And that's what I like to do. In fact, one of those basic things you need to know how to do is write offers. Recently, this is the anniversary month of the month when I got my very first transaction done. So what we are doing is we are making available the very same documents that I use to be able to, is the mic plugged in? It is not. You got it. You did it again. Guys, I'm always forgetting something. Microphone's not plugged in. Hold on, guys. Here you go. How's that? How's that? That should be better. The microphone is now plugged in so that you guys can hear me, and everything should be good. Anyway, you can pick up what we call the quick offer kit over at cashflowdiary.com/5 sheets, or for those of you watching on Periscope, just go ahead and tap or type your email address in the comments, and myself or my assistant will make sure that you get a copy of that. So much better. Wanda, there's just so much technology going on over here, guys. I'm doing the best that I can, and hopefully those of you on Facebook, you're able to hear me, you're able to see me, etc. You love the podcast. I absolutely appreciate it. And if for those of you who don't know how to get to the podcast, there you go. You have the ability to catch us at CashFlow Diary Podcast. New episodes are released every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Monday and Thursday. So Flo in Chicago, 0 at the moment. I'm glad that you are here. So let's get into this, guys and gals, because I want to help you get your offers written. I want to help you get your offers written. So with that being said, let's do it this way. One of the things that I know, one of the questions I get a ton is, Jay, how much do I write the offer for, right? In fact, I know that there's probably more than one of you right now watching who said, I have that same question. How much do I write the offer for? You get to this blank line, or you've done a whole bunch of research online and you're just like, dude, how much do I write the offer for? One of the things that I want you to grasp as you become a bigger, better, badder real estate entrepreneur is just the understanding that you do not, and I repeat, do not, did the screen just freeze? I'm just looking at it. It looks like it's frozen, guys. It looks like it's frozen to me. I don't know if that means it's frozen to you. It's like all of these tech. I see. Hold on. 1, 2. It should. I figured out what I did. Oh, look at that. Well, okay. So let me see. Sources, videos. All right, good. So it should be unfrozen now. Excellent. All right. So back to what I was saying is I want to make sure that you guys understand how to look at that price. You should not be frozen anymore. You're back. Okay. Thanks, Brad. Thanks for being here, by the way. That was really weird for a second. Much better. Again, I will eventually figure this live streaming thing out. One day it will happen, but I guess that's part of the reason you like the live is because you never know what's really going to happen, or rather in this case, what's not going to happen. So, maybe you're online and let me see. I'm just going to go to realtor.com real fast and just find a property anywhere, and I don't really care where it is. I happen to live in Mission Viejo, California, and I'm pulling up this property. It was just there. It was just on my screen. There was no rhyme or reason to me pulling up this particular property, so that I haven't looked at this before. It's a 3,200 square foot property, 26532 Via La Jolla in San Juan Capistrano, California 92675. So again, nothing really special about me pulling up this property, but as far as determining what to write this property for, how much to write the offer for, it doesn't really matter in any way, shape, or form. In fact, some people would say, well, write it for 1288, or some people say write it for more. Some say write it for less. Some say it. Here's my point. What you write the property for isn't really important, so long as you remember this. Okay, write these words down. I'm writing them down. An offer. This is what an offer is. An offer is just, offer is just an invitation for a conversation, right? Invitation for a conversation. And for those of you that have that are sharing on Facebook and Twitter, I totally appreciate it. Invitation for a conversation. So I just saw a question. Chase is asking, at what point should you write the offer? As soon as humanly possible, Chase. As soon as humanly possible. Why? Because until you've got the conversation started, it doesn't matter. Nothing else really matters, because you don't know that this person or persons, you just don't know if this person or persons is even willing to deal and do business with you in the way that you want to do business. So it doesn't matter until you get the offer written. Get the stinking offer written. Waiting to write the offer or trying to make it perfect in some weird way doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help them sell the house. It doesn't help you buy the house. It just doesn't help. Write the offer. An offer is just an invitation for a conversation, okay? And so hopefully that makes sense. Hey, Faith, thanks for joining. You're using a phone? What do you mean? I don't understand. May? I think it's May. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name if I'm using a phone. But just remember that an offer is nothing more than an invitation for a conversation. Flip Queen is in the house. So that's the one thing I want you to remember, if nothing else. Well, how difficult
is a conversation? How much expectation is there behind a conversation? There's usually not a lot of expectations because you guys, it's just the beginning of the relationship. That's what we're talking about, okay? That's what we're beginning to talk about, is that the offer is just the start of the process. It's not the end. Most people treat it, Coin Academy in the house, this is cool. Most people treat the offer as the end. I have rarely, if ever, any offer that I've ever written had it be the actual end, meaning like that's the way it finally closed escrow. So remove this pressure from you. And I like to do these things. Particularly I like to talk about what we're talking about right now on a Friday or Saturday, because tomorrow's a really great day for everybody to go out there and start writing offers, right? Tomorrow's a really, really great day for that. So, I see that some people are the offer is just the beginning. Yes, correct, Brother Gabe. So very, very quickly, very easily, one of the things that I want to make sure that everybody who's recently joined, let me just reset really fast. My name is Massey, CEO of CashFlowDiary. What we're talking about is how to write offers. And it's something I've done a lot. And as you become a real estate entrepreneur, it's something you're going to do as well. One of the things that we're doing right now that we're making available is access to the 3 documents that are on 5 sheets of paper that I used to do my first 200 or so deals, and using a strategy known as wholesaling. If you'd like to pick those up, you can just go to cashflowdiary.com/5 sheets, as you can see there, cashflowdiary.com/5 sheets. Or for those of you watching live with me on Periscope, feel free to just type your email address in the chat, and I'll make sure that I send those over to you. I'll send it myself, or my assistant will send those over to you. Are you looking for $1 million plus condominium? No, I am not. I'm sure there's somebody. Only 5 sheets. Yes, Brother Gabe. I was using, hey Jason, how are you doing? I was using those 5 sheets basically to put properties under contract, assign those things, and that so that you could earn between $2,000 and $26,000 typically in around 72 hours. So the only thing I really wanted to say is how much you write the offer for isn't that important. What is important is that you get the conversation started. So I'll take a few more questions. Hey, Faith, thanks for being here. G Money is in the house. That's awesome. And hopefully then this will have helped you write some more offers for this particular week. Power of conversation. Yes, getting the conversation started is way more important. Is probably the most important part of this whole thing. So make sure that you get that conversation started. And one of the ways that you're going to do that, obviously, is by writing the offer. It's the most basic thing that you can do. So again, that's why if you want the quick offer kit, you can put your email address, or for those of you on Facebook, click the link that's above as well. Derek is in the house. Thanks for joining us. I wrote my first offer yesterday using your forms. Chase, excellent. So how did it feel to actually get one done? How did it actually feel to get the offer out there? I know mine, how I felt the first time. Do I do trustee sales? Okay, so G Money, let me break this down in a completely different way for you to look at. So when we are talking about the ways to go out there and do real estate, I look at real estate not just about not just doing a deal, but I like for everyone to think about it as a way to do business. Here's what I mean by that. And say for example, Best Buy, that's supposed to be the words Best Buy. I don't know if you can quite tell that, but that was my intent when I wrote what I just wrote right there. That's the words Best Buy. Okay. So Best Buy. Felt like I took a huge step towards real progress. Exactly, Chase. That's because you did, by the way, just so you know. It's not kind of like you took a huge step. You did take a massive step. So Best Buy, they sell things like TVs, right? So they sell things like TVs. Now, if I was Best Buy and I was going to sell things like TVs, does it make sense to have only one supplier of my televisions, or does it make sense to have multiple people, multiple places that I can source that new Sony TV 4K whatever from? If you're running a business, you want to have multiple sources. not just one. You want to have multiple sources, not just one. No, cause of different manufacturers. Exactly. So when someone asks me specifically, so that you guys understand where I'm coming from, when someone asks me things like, hey, do you do trustee sales? That's just one way a real estate investor can buy property. So have I bought property that way? Sure. Is it the only way? No, because I honestly don't care how you buy it. What I care more about is what are you going to do after you've gotten it. So whether that means tax liens, short sales, pre-foreclosures, subject to lease options, blah, blah, blah. These are all methods of acquiring property. None of it matters until you get something under contract, which is why what typically happens is people get stuck going, hey, what's the offer, or how much do I write the offer for? Stirring up my entrepreneur mind and sell. Good, that's good. What about random property you just looked up? What about what did you do with it? I didn't do anything with it. I was just using it as an example in this particular case. So you're talking about this property right here on La Jolla. For those of you who may have gotten here after we had that on the screen, I just randomly went over to realtor.com and picked up this particular property. My point is, one of the things that I want you to understand is that an offer is just an invitation for a conversation. There's nothing more than that. Now here's the next thing that I want to share with you. Okay, here's the next thing that I want to share with you. Not only is an offer an invitation for a conversation, do I do commercial or just residential? G Money. Okay. It's not an either or, it's a both and. I have apartment buildings, the largest of which is 182 units. I have a commercial building. I have a cell phone tower. We do cash flow. Whatever we can make cash flow is pretty much what I will do within reason. And then, but one of the things that I want to share with you, so here's the second most thing that I want you to think about. All right, let me see. This is the next thing I want you to think about. Most people, like when you see this sign right here, let me see if I can draw it right. I'm trying. Okay, excellent. Especially in the United States, you know what I've just drawn. This sign right here means something, right? You see this on the screen, and it simply means stop, right? Well, what I suggest people do with list price, okay, with list price is the same thing that they do with stop signs. They typically ignore them and roll straight through, right? Most drivers just ignore the stop signs. You should ignore list price as well. So when it comes to writing your offer, right, I don't care what it's listed for. It doesn't really bother me mentally because, one, I know that it's not going to end up being that at the end of the day. Two, it's just an offer, it's just an invitation for the conversation. That's all I'm trying to do is get the conversation started. So understand that that's key, all right? But none of it matters until you just get the offer written, right? The offer, getting that offer written is everything in order to begin to make meaningful change. Kind of like Chase, I don't know if he's still here, but he just said he wrote one of his first offers using the quick offer kit, which I think is awesome. And that's exactly why I wanted to come and share this information again with you guys right now, is because my intent is to help the process by making sure that you guys have what you need so that this weekend, tomorrow, you have the ability to go out there and do the same thing. Nonetheless, all you need to do, for those of you watching on Periscope, just type your email address in the chat and I'll make sure that myself or my assistant sends you a copy of the quick offer kit, and for those of you on Facebook, just click the link above the video, or you can just go to CashFlowDiary.com/5 sheets. Again, CashFlowDiary.com/5 sheets. Send me the quick offer kit, please. No problem. I will. I will do exactly that. I will do exactly that. With all of that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys who have been giving the hearts, for the invites, the shares, and the likes on Facebook, all the things that have been happening. Thank you guys for all of those things. And just make sure, especially for those of you on Facebook, click the live notifications button so you can be on the priority notification list. And for those of you here on Periscope, hit that follow. I've started reading your book and definitely digging it. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Brad. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that the book is making a difference for you in many different ways. So, guys, it's been fun. Thank you. Very informative. Looking forward to following you. Thanks, Faith. Thank you very much. It's been fun talking to you guys today. I look forward to talking to you soon. Until next time.